That's exactly what we all need on the after show, but later. It's your boys D and Luis Cortez Jr. We are here for episode number 324. And remember, as always, if you're in the chat, let us know if there's anything that you want us to talk about. And even if you're future dude, or future la dude, I mean, either, we're not sexist here. So if you're future chick, Andrew, what's up? Let us know if there's anything in the chat that you want us to hit on that we may not be hitting on. Yeah, go ahead and let us know. Luis, how's your week been? Let me know.
Yo, what's up, guys? Today I'm calling in from the Death Star, bro. So I'm rocking out with my Star Wars Darth Vader poncho right now. You already know. Every time everyone sees it, bro, they hate on that shit. Like, yo, where'd you get it at, bro? And I'm like, at the Swami food. Like, what's up,
I was
though?
gonna say, it looks like where they sell the tiger cobijas and shit.
Exactly.
The same
And you
dude
know what the
sold it.
best part was? It was like this is like circa like 2016, 2018, bro. Because like when you bought it, when they brought those ones off the truck that just showed up from who knows where, they sold them, and then that was
That
it.
was
Because
it.
like I wear it to the Swami, I wear it to spas. I'm like, yo, they don't sell them anymore. Like I don't know. I'm like I bought the Swami, like, but this is an old school throwback. But
Yeah,
doing
definitely.
well, dog.
Yeah, and that's one thing. That's one thing about Luis is that you're never short of a theme. I mean, whether you're dressing up like Chong or Cheech Marin, which one was it? You were Chong, right? Or no, you were
Yeah, yeah.
Cheech.
Cheech,
You
cheech,
were
cheech,
Cheech.
cheech.
Yeah, you're Cheech Marin.
Yeah.
So you're dressing up like Cheech. You're freaking, I mean, Chargers out. I almost said Rams out, dog. You're
No
Chargers
mames.
out. You're, everything. It's always Las Vegas Nights
Thanksgiving,
out.
remember I had my diner show. Yeah,
The
yeah.
Thanksgiving hat, the turkey on your head.
A huevo.
Yeah. So I don't go. I mean, I wear the same shit, the same jacket, the same
Hey,
everything.
man, it works, bro.
It works. That's you know what and you know what? Actually, there was a conversation they had about this dude saying fat guys. I mean, fat guys. That was mine. Nice guys finish last.
Uh,
Oh, Freudian slip or what? All right, but yeah, that was a conversation of topic that, or a topic of conversation that Rich had with somebody in the sauna. We might get to that in a little while, but Luis, I'll let you do the honors. I know you said you had some stuff. I have my notes right here. So where do you want to get started, and maybe we'll jump off from there.
yeah, I just want a couple of thoughts about the show that I thought would hit home. Um, Rich mentioned things that you thought you'd never do again because he was talking about shoveling snow, something with snow, I think, and stuff like that. And so, like, I just kind of wanted to get your spin on it. But to me, it's like animals. I think he said that, or even like maybe a love, like when maybe somebody passes or you break up. And what do you think, bro? Like for me, I'm like, fuck, like I don't think I'll ever live in the cold again. You know what I mean? Like I used to live there. I'm like, fuck that. But you never know. But
Yeah.
I think that hopefully for me, that's the last time I ever did that ever.
That's what I hear a lot about. I've never lived in the cold, but thank God, like it's cool. Like one thing that they did mention during that conversation is that you can visit the cold. That's one cool thing about the cold or anywhere, right? Say you're in the cold and you want to experience the hot every once in a while. You can go there and you can go back. So that's one thing I like, especially with what we do for my family and my wife and her family every other year we are either here in town with my family or we go visit her family on the East Coast. So it's like cold one winter, it's normal one winter. So we get to enjoy that, enjoy the snow and all that. So I as far as cold, I like to visit it. I don't think I could live in it though, man. Like and it's not the cold that I don't see myself, actually living in. It's the snow, the oh man, like I was listening to a podcast earlier and they were talking about how like there was ice on the roads, right? And people
Mhm.
were sliding all over the place. I'm nah, dog. I'm not. I don't even like driving in the rain. So not for me. But as far as things that you'll never do again or you think you'll never do again, um I
Or you did
don't
the last though. I think the idea was that you never knew like the last time you were gonna do this thing, right?
yeah. Well, you know what's funny though? I remember when I was graduating high school, I still remember Tiffany Covey. She goes, "Shut up, stop being so dramatic," because we were walking, right? And this was like one of the last days of school. And I was like, it's one of the last days I'm ever gonna touch this rail. right? And she was like, I remember she was walking in the opposite direction of me and my friends, and she was like, "Stop being so dramatic." But hey, you know what? I might have been dramatic, but that probably was the last time I ever touched that rail, you know? And I was just, you know what? That's one thing that I think is really cool is that I really took it in, like, damn, this we really are I had all my best friends together as my groomsmen when I got married. And I even thought about that actually today. I go, man, I'm probably like most likely never gonna have all of them in the same room again. You know, like maybe if we plan a trip or something, but I don't even see that happening. Like the different walks of life that everybody's in and stuff, and trying to get like I don't. And so that was one thing that I think I even took in that moment where I was like, damn, I don't know if all of us fools are ever gonna be in the same room together. So that's something. But Lisa says never say never. And you know what,
Of
Lisa?
course she would. Of course she would. She always has a positive spin on her, even
But
even on our darkest days.
you know what's crazy? Lisa says, my kids went to my high school. I touched that rail again.
That's
But
crazy.
you know what's funny is that my daughter, when she had a performance in the last couple of years at my old high school auditorium, it was weird, dog, because I haven't stepped foot in there in a decade, probably. Or I lied. Maybe my daughter had one other performance, but at least this particular time, I was just like, damn. I can't remember the last time I've been in here. So just walking into the auditorium, it's crazy too, because you almost like flash back into that moment of like being in high school and being like, oh, I remember the hot chick used to come out of that classroom. And I know, like, immediately you just like, boom,
You
it's
can
so
put
crazy.
yourself there and shit.
It is, and like, I don't know, dog, but I don't know. That'd be something I'd have to think about as far as, um, things that we're never gonna do again, or I don't know. That's a good one. Let me think on that. Maybe we could circle back later in the show when I can actually think about it.
Yeah, you good.
But yeah, I don't know. What are some other ones that you could think of?
You hit it when you said that. I triggered a couple ideas, but like especially with friends and stuff like that. Like when you were young and you were more reckless and you would just kind of be more. At least me and my friends more freely. But like when you said high school, I was like, you know what? I think I'll ever be in a team again. Like I used to play high school football, like for sure never gonna play in a fucking sports team or even like tackle football in pads anymore. Like I'm too fucking old and shit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just gonna get hurt. I have no business doing that anymore. But like not only that, but in high school it was like me and all my boys who we still hang out. Some of them are even dead now. Like I'm never gonna have that
Oh yeah.
with everyone again. But that was I can put myself right now through like I used to put us through hell week and like super tough times, bro. Things that now, I mean, those things built character and morals and taught us shit then too. It was also actually, to help us build muscle and kind of push us and build us, but they were teaching us lessons at the same time. And what a fucking never gonna have that again.
Yeah, no, no, for sure. And it is crazy when you think about like, like I said about like my best friends, there was a thought I had shortly after high school, and I was telling my buddy, like one of my best friends, Luis, I was like, dog, I was like, can you imagine like 10 years from now, I'm like, we're all gonna like be in our own homes and like have our kids and like barbecuing and shit and being like inviting each other over for carne asadas and all this. And I was all like being all positive, right? I was being very Lisa. And my buddy was like, yeah. I was like, what? Like I was all stoked. Like, can you imagine that, dog? And he was like, yeah, but think about like some of us probably aren't gonna be here. Like, and I was just like, damn, that's true. And what's crazy is that one of our really good friends that was a part of our group at that time didn't die, but has, taken a different path in life. And so we don't really talk to him a whole lot anymore. So it's crazy when you think about that. Like, damn, I was over here like, hell yeah, like I'm thinking about like when I go visit him and if I take my daughter and like his daughter and my daughter can play together. Like that's the kind of shit I was thinking about. But when he's like, you think about that, I'm like, man, that is crazy. Because there are those, people that you lose to jail or drugs or dying or whatever that you're never gonna kick it with again. Or the likelihood isn't very good. So that is something where I was thinking positive future, and my buddy, even though it was a little negative, it rang very true, a few years later. So yeah, but
Yeah, that's that shit can get deep, and obviously there's good times with that. But I mean, the more you think about it, the more of those you've already had that you never really even knew that
yeah,
you had. I think that's the other part that's kind of probably sad. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I want to switch gears real quick. Put a fucking go in a different positive direction. uh, all of a sudden, fucking what's Covino's dog's name?
Oh, Theo.
That fool has a voice and he's fucking
Duck.
Mexican.
He's a Chicano.
I'm like, if who's not a Chihuahua, dick, chill. Like, if he was a Chihuahua, for sure, I would be like, hey, what's up, fool? Like, the Taco
No.
Bell guy almost and shit.
Well, Doug, when he was like, they were talking about that, before that, if you guys missed the conversation, they were talking about dogs and do they miss you whenever
Yeah.
you leave? And do they really know you've been gone for an hour or 6 months, or are they just happy to see you or whatever? And then they started talking about like your dog's voice. And Covino was like picturing Theo talking like a vato, where he was like, yeah, yeah, hey, fool, whatever, whatever. And I was like, dog, I, and I even said in the chat, I was like, I don't know what the perception of time is, but I guarantee you Theo isn't a vato, dog. I just don't picture Theo like, and then like Rich even said, him and Sarah would talk about that because Piper was a French bulldog. And
Right.
he was like, I hope she wasn't like, wee wee, hello, daddy, or whatever. Um,
I think Spot even made like a gay voice for Theo, and like made that shit was fucking hilarious. Like probably for the way he treats him and loves Covino, probably maybe
yeah.
he's little foofy.
But that's the thing is that I don't even know if he's foofy. He's just a white guy. I think Theo, if you could personify Theo, he's a white dude. I
Yeah,
don't
like a
picture him being
dude
like,
in
orale,
Idaho,
orale,
like in
carnal,
Idaho,
you know?
like an Idaho fool.
Yeah,
Not
he
Idaho
is.
fools.
He
Yeah,
and actually didn't
like
they get him
West.
from Idaho?
Uh, so, yeah, they drove. I remember. I don't remember where, but I remember they drove somewhere. Maybe
Something
like Northern Cal.
or
Definitely
something.
went on a. It was a journey. It was part of the mission was to go get it for sure. Hey, talking about that too, though. I don't know where I caught it. Maybe it was last week episode or somewhere, but I heard Covino mentioning maybe on Behind the Wheel Rope that maybe they were thinking about a second dog just because the dog is lonely and all that.
Yeah,
And I'm like, this motherfucker never even used to want a dog before. I feel like and then he even when he got it, he's like, oh, it's not my dog, it's like Jordan's dog.
yeah.
And now it's his fucking dog, and like they're bros, he loves them and shit. And now I'm pretty sure I heard him say that they want second one kind of shit. I'm like, this fool.
It's so funny because for the longest time, it really was like 2 or 3 years where Covino was like, that's Jordan's dog. That's Jordan's dog. Now I'm like, that dog is closer to Covino than it is even Jordan. But you know what? It's funny that we're talking about Theo being a white guy from Idaho. Magical Mexican says Theo's a banker. I picture with the little glasses on the tip of his nose, entering info. I think he's an accountant. That's what I could picture. Or Lisa's dog. She says, I call my Chihuahua my amigo, but sometimes he's an hombre.
For real.
Um,
Uh, and then the last thing about the dog was and I don't really like comment on Jordan's shit, but they had that fool like a little booties or socks. Did you see that shit? I was like, oh god.
oh, yeah. Well,
Poor
Doug,
fucker.
I remember when they had the conversation years ago where they're like, we need to get Theo little shoes when we take him on walks,
Because it was hot. Because it was
Yeah.
hot. Yeah.
But you know what, though? And I can say maybe because I've never had an inside dog and it's 118 here. My dogs have always been callous, right? Their feet have been,
Yeah.
they've always been like, hey, let's play. And you're like, if you run out, like, to get the manguera or something and move it or something, you're like, your feet are all hot and the dog's
And they're
looking
like,
at
what do you mean? We're chilling. Like, what's
Yeah.
going on?
The
The
dog's
floor is at
all-
120 degrees. What are you talking about?
The dog's laying there, dog, like, rolls on his back. Like, I'm like,
Exactly.
oh, so yeah, but I do picture like my friend Ralph. I remember I think it was Gizmo, his dog Gizmo that he got like on the streets of San Luis. And I remember he was ghetto as hell. There was some dogs that they just, are mean, and those are the ones that are like straight up Chicano dogs, you know?
For
You know,
real. That's a gangster dog.
not we came from the groomer, you know, and I don't know. Again, the thing is, it's all speculatory, right? Or speculative. I don't know the right word. I'm trying to use a big word here, but we don't know. That's what makes it fun, right? Because Theo could be like
Speculation.
Theo. What if Theo talks like Theo Huxtable? He's like, "Hey, what's up, my man?" You know, like, you know, Theo could sound like Lonnie 3000. We don't know. You know,
Where it depends where his parents. What if his parents are Mexican and maybe he speaks Spanish, fool?
you don't know. You know, I don't know, and that's the thing, Doug. Is that you know what's funny is I had dogs growing up my whole life. Never ever once thought about like what would he sound like or what would she sound like if she actually talked. You know, like I think of Wrinkles who would I remember one time he ate a bandana. There was this much sticking out of his ass that we had to pull out.
Oh my
We
God.
had Smokey, it was big old, looked like Smokey the Bear. We had Chiquita. We had, because she was the little runt of her litter, you know? So her name was
Yeah.
Chiquita. And so, dog, like I think of all them and I'm just like, man, I never once was like, hey, how do you sound? You know, like, I don't know. My dogs get the shoes off. Lisa's dogs kick them off. It's cause Lisa's dog is a freaking hombre, huh? Like she said, an
Yeah.
amigo.
He knew put chanclas on him, Lisa. That's why.
Yeah.
If he's a vato, he wants chanclas or Air
Oh,
Jordans.
or the slide Air Jordans. Uh,
Cortez's.
Lisa said, "Are you serious? I always put a voice to my animal. I'd never done that. You know, my daughter's got 3 fish. Maybe I should give them voices, huh? Uh,
I don't even think they talk.
hey,
I don't even
like
think.
dogs do.
I mean,
I don't. We can't give fish names. They don't
yeah,
or
come on, come on.
voices.
I meant to say I don't mean anything they think, but yeah, same shit.
Though, yeah, they don't talk like dogs do. Okay. Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
And the last thing that, well, I got a couple of things, but Rich is always talking about stocks and stuff. He needs to get with our homie and his homie and find out because he was talking about investing in old people. Did you hear him say that?
Yeah.
He needs to get with Dougie Fresh and be like, "Hey, Dougie, how can we invest on old people?"
Yeah, no, you know what? I don't know. I even put a comment in the chat today. I said, Cavino. Oh no, I said, is Rich back on Oxy Elite Pro? Do you go back that far? Do you remember that story?
Nah,
Rich was on
maybe I forgot or not, but it don't
well,
sound familiar.
so Rich, one time he went on this like fat burner called Oxy Elite Pro, and he was shredded, but he was mean. And he's always angry. He was yelling at Sarah. They even have a one of the Tickle Sack songs were like, Rich Dickey was a dumb boy with a heart of gold. And then what is it? I think it was Peanut Butter Knives or some shit is the song that they have. But in the beginning, they have Rich doing a voiceover where he's like, I'm shredded, but I hate my wife and Cavino or something. So that's why I was like, hey, is this fool back on Oxy Elite Pro? Because today they had a conversation that felt like it came out of nowhere. And all of a sudden he was angry, dog. And I was like, what's going on with Rich? Like, does he need a hug or something? Like, I know Spot's working from home and Cavino's in Jersey, but I felt like that was one day where I wanted Ben to barge in and just give him a hug. Usually I'm like, man, the kids, get him out of the studio. We're trying to listen to a show. And then that time I was like, Ben, you're not around? Rich is in there. He needs a hug, obviously. Oh, man.
That that fool was pretty mad. That's the angry Mickey Mouse that we all know and shit. Oh, I like when they do that. Oh,
Yeah.
and that fool was tripping though, because even at the end he was like, "Hey, my bad." Like he even kind of apologized. Hey, I didn't mean like. And Kamino's like, "Bro, I'm not even fucking arguing with you. Like
Yeah.
if anything, I'm agreeing with you, but like I'm just kind of trying to give the advocate here a different opinion." And yeah, he got fired up about it. But that's funny that you made that connection and shit. Did they catch that? Did they say anything about it?
No,
With your
but
comment? Because I'm sure they would have laughed.
I kind of feel like Spot read it because I heard Spot laugh around that time, and I was like, I
Yeah.
wonder if he was, but or if he read it. Andrew's asking which one drank the radiator fluid. Which one drank the radiator fluid? That was my sister's dog, Candy. That fuck. I don't know if you ever heard that story, Luis, but my sister's dog,
Yeah.
she was fucking always eating shit and biting electrical cables, and like we had to sit down my sister when she was in like 5th grade a gang of times. And be like, hey, listen, she's gonna die. She drank a whole gallon of antifreeze. She was biting cable. She was this. She was that, and she never died.
Bro, Lisa's CSI, and she's probably right. Remember, Rich is taking the NDA NAD plus now. Thought mystery solved.
Lisa got it. Lisa
Yeah.
got it, dog. Because literally the last time he was this crazy is when he was on Oxy Elite Pro. And the thing is, I'm like, because they even get fired up, and sometimes Rich is sitting there biting on his pen, and they're fighting about something like, kind of, and it kind of bothers me sometimes that Rich doesn't care. Well, for something that was so minor, Rich was getting so fired. You know what? NAD plus. I don't know. It might be that. So, Rich, if you're on the NAD plus still, I know you were raving about it. It might be. I mean, look what happened to Spot when he got on testosterone. He started getting all angry and heteroflexible. And I mean, that shit does stuff to you. Sometimes these chemicals mess with your body and your hormones and everything. And next thing you know, you got a fever for the flavor, and you're in Archie looking dudes. I don't know. So I don't know, Rich, be careful.
Yeah.
Lisa said, I take NAD plus in basis supplements, but I don't know what he's taking. I don't know. I think he's taking Oxy Elite plus, because yeah, he's very he was Andrew says he was angry that women don't need men. That really was kind of what it came down to, because he was like, all these women are like pro, I don't need men. And Covino was like, I see what you're saying, but and that's the thing, is that I'm like, people are different, right? I don't get it, right? Or like people that are like, oh, I don't ever see myself having kids. Cool. That's you. But I wanted a kid since I was like 10, right? I was like, I can't wait to have a kid, right? And like, you're obviously, there's a time in your life where you're trying not to, but I was still like, I couldn't wait to have a family. I was like, hell yeah, I was stoked. There's people people are different, right? Some people are like, hey, like Spot's like, I'd like to have a kid. That's not my life. Open up the marriage, right? People are different. Not for me, but it's for Spot, right? I don't know. It's just like, I don't know why Rich was so like, no, women need men and men need women. And Rich got very like, I was gonna say white power, but he got very, very America, like this is, we're in the land of the free, where men like women and women like men. And we keep on, he kind of made it like the future of humanity depended on this generation of women. Like that's where he even talked about going into the future and freaking, and paying or buying into stock right now in old people homes and things like that, because that's how passionate he is that you're going to be rich in a few years when these women are living by themselves and people don't have families and stuff.
Yeah, and he definitely was passionate about it, and it was at least he caught himself, whatever. But
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
the
it's funny
NAD
because
plus.
later he did even kind of apologize. He was like, all
Yeah,
right, guys. He's like, I don't know why I was so passionate.
he was. He did say that. Like he realized
Uh,
that shit.
I don't know. He might have had a Kanye West moment. Did you see Kanye West just came out and apologized and said
Fucking
like,
chicken shit.
he said that, dog, this is what about the Kanye shit. If you guys didn't hear, Kanye West came out and said that he's apologizing for the shit he said because he's bipolar and all this shit. Dog, bipolar, right, is you're all over the place with your emotions, right? Call me out if I'm wrong, but I've never heard of bipolar making you racist, right? Anti-Semitic, right? Because your emotions are all over the place. You're like, Jews. Like who gets mad like that, right?
It's too late. It's too late.
Like Doug,
bro,
like I don't know who gets that mad where they're just like, white people are crackers. Like what? That's called Tourette's, Doug. That's not called bipolar disorder. I just
Chat GBT probably diagnosed that fool. That's what happened, dig, and that's why
probably
he thinks.
right. Kim's trying to take her lawyer test with notes from Chat GPT. Maybe Kanye's over here trying to diagnose himself with I don't know, man.
Hey,
But
I got one more thing.
what's up?
And then there's a new John Dillerman out there. Do you remember who that is?
You know what? I haven't shared it to my computer, but can you just give us the name? And I'll let you guys search this on your own. because you sent me a
Yeah,
picture and it
yeah.
was edited. I could have shared it. I just haven't shared it to my computer. But
No, you're
let
good.
people know about that.
So, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a Kavita Rich used to talk about John Taylorman. It was like some what Swedish or they
Cartoon.
recently talked about it because I mentioned it here, so at least we know they're listening. And then they talked about it, but yeah, it was like some cartoon where this guy had a big old schlong, and they had made like it was like a whole intro of the whole series, which is fucking to me it was fucking hilarious. And it looked like a kid series, which was like the best part about it. Anyway, but
The
it was a
best part
guy.
or the worst part.
However you want to think about it.
Uh,
But so there's a new series of God damn, Game of Thrones out there. It's called A Night of Seven Kingdom, and on season one just started. Episode two just came out, and in the beginning of the scene, like they're telling the story of this knight, and his name is Sir Alan of Pennytree. And like I mean, it just starts, and he's like accused the camera, and he's like coming out of his little cot, and you can see there was like a naked chick there, kind of like a whorehouse or something probably. And he just opens the door to come out and piss, and he has this fucking wang, bro. That's like down to his knees. I mean, ridiculous. Like if you look it up, you're gonna laugh and shit. So I was like, holy shit! It was like all over social media kind of shit. It's
you,
like the new black dude meme, dude. Like
like
trust me, just I think we're right there. We're getting to the cusp of it, but it was fucking hilarious.
you know
People
what's
were talking
funny
all
is
over it.
that even if that's a prosthetic, I mean, own it, right? If you're the actor, yeah. I mean, they wanted to give me a prosthetic, but I said, nah, I might as well be all natural. I'd be lying my ass off because I mean, the picture you sent to me, and oh my god! All right, so I have a story to go along with the picture you sent me. Because you were like, dude, you're like, let me show. I'm gonna send you this picture of this big old schlong, right? And then you started cracking up, and you're like, no, like, and then you wanted to explain yourself, and it made me laugh so hard because there was a time where I don't know if it was videos or pictures or what of Chris Brown that came out, and my buddy was like, he had told me that he searched for it, right? And I go, dog. I go, what did you search? And he said, Chris Brown's dick. And I go, dog, that's on your search history. I was like, that is so embarrassing, dog. You got to live with that. So when you were saying that earlier, like before we started, you're like, and I was like, I just had a flashback because, dog, my buddy couldn't even get it out when he was saying it. It was just so damn funny that it was just like, so when you said that, you're like, oh, I need to send this to you. Oh my goodness. I laughed all by myself because I just had a flashback to my buddy telling me that. And
It didn't
actually,
sound super gay in my head, and it was super gay
but
when
when
I
I
showed
guess
it to you.
that's
Like,
when
hey,
it
can I
came
see this
out,
picture, this big old wiener?
I think and there's if you want to go back and listen to the very first time Joey in Texas was on the show, I'm pretty sure I was doing an episode with that friend and he was like, "Nah, dude, don't tell that story. Don't tell that story." So go back and listen to the first time Joey in Texas was on the show. It was like episode 7 or something. And you might be able to hear and find out who it was. So
Hey, imagine all the fucking wieners your boy saw when he Googled fucking Chris Brown's dick. Like there's how many Chris Browns? I mean, I'm sure there was the one, but they had to be like just nothing but fucking black wieners down the rest of his
oh
search that he just saw and shit.
no, Doug. And you know what? I remember, oh my God. This is going back to like 98, 99, right? When you're first getting internet back in the day, like us when we were kids, right? We're in like 5th or 6th grade or whatever. And so I remember one of my relatives, I'll say, I was like, oh, it's cool, dog. I'm thinking innocent, right? And I was like, oh no, like I was showing her this thing called the internet. You go on this, you could type anything you want to see. And I was like, look, like you could type like blackdudes.com, right?
No way.
Dog. Cause I was just thinking, like, hey, you like black dudes, right? Look at black dudes, dog. Oh my dog. Basically a webpage full of the dude Wood that was sitting on the end of the bed. And I was like, oh, and I looked at my relative and she looked at me. We were all like, ah, dog, I couldn't click away fast enough. And it was funny because, dog, it was still the internet. People were still learning how to use the internet, right? So as a kid, I'm like, I was just, I just watched like freaking Britney Spears, or Sunny from the WWF. I was like, look at that's cool or whatever. And then I went to blackdudes.com or whatever the hell it was, and my screen was just like, it was just like, and I was just like, ah, so Man,
Yo,
well,
what is this? What is it? Is this have kids they say now or
I
what? Is
know. Oh my goodness, you're right. We better reel it back a little bit. Um, let me see.
this what's your take on the nice guys finished last? You think we got time for that, or do you have something else?
Oh no, let's go ahead and talk about that. So I can guarantee you. So first of all, the dude, if you guys missed the story, Rich had said he was in the sauna and he heard this dude uh talking to a bunch of people and just kind of bullshitting with everybody and very, I guess, personable, whatever. And then I don't know if it was some chick that went in there or what, but then he started talking about how like fat guys, nice guys. I don't know why, dog. In my mind, I picture this dude all fat and frumpy and shit. So I keep saying fat guys. Uh Spot and fits more like than I thought. That was my never mind. Yeah, it was an accident. All right. I thought I was gonna show my relative, hey, look at blackdudes.com, and it was gonna be, I thought it was gonna be like Shamar Moore, like, not freaking, you know. But anyway, fuck, oh, what was I telling you? I
Or we're talking about the nice guys?
Oh
You
yeah.
thought he was, you thought for some reason he was fat, but
Yeah,
he
so
wasn't fat.
Rich was saying that there was a dude in the sauna, and then Rich was like, I guess he was saying the dude started to go on this rant about how like nice guys finish last and this and this. And Rich was like, I talked to him and, struck up a conversation with him. It was like, hey man, don't be so hard on yourself. And I'm like, dog, oh my goodness. Rich, have a little bit of self-awareness. When I was listening to this, dog, I picture my big old fat ass, and I guess that's why, dog. I picture it, right. I picture my fat ass in the sauna, right there, just being like, man, right,
Me.
dog. Before I had fucking braces and fucking right there, my teeth all fucked up, and be like, I'm never gonna find nobody, and like, and then fucking handsome Rich comes, dog. You see him, dog. You just know he has money and shit, and then you're like, oh, it's okay, man. Just have confidence. I would have punched him straight in the fucking eye, dog. If he would have came up to me and been like, oh no, man, it'll work out for you, I would have been like, dog, you have 2 seconds to get the fuck away from me, or else I'm gonna punch you straight in the fucking face. I would have been, dog, the way he got when men didn't need women and women didn't need men, I would have gotten in the sauna out of the bag. Listen, dog, appreciate it. Don't know you. Get the fuck away from me. But, cause dog, think about that shit. You're over here feeling like shit. Right? He's over here saying, right? And this dude is a fucking little bitch. I'll tell you that right off the bat. But
For real.
but for real, right? Like sitting here feeling sorry for Doug. I've felt sorry for myself plenty of times in my life. But you know what I'm not doing? Oh, somebody feel sorry for me. Dog, I'm like, nah, fuck that shit, dog. I'll fucking be sad by myself at my house, right? Watching a Lifetime movie. I am not gonna be over here like, uh, open fists or slap. Exactly. I'd be like, Doc, can you imagine you're over here feeling like shit, saying you can't find a mate and you're never, nice guys finish last, and feeling like shit, and Rich comes all, right? Oh, just got off of Fox Sports. Hey, yeah, interview Taylor Swift. How are you doing? Hey, don't worry, buddy. It'll work out for you. I'd be like, dog, I'm not even, I'm not trying to fucking, I'm not trying to start shit with you, but just please get the fuck away from me. I like literally, fuck, dog, like for real, like, and the thing is, he felt like he was genuinely helping this dude. Like, oh no, man, just put some product in your hair and get out there and be confident. Like, dog, not everybody is Rich Davis. Hey, dog, if I was that dude, I wouldn't even have known his name was Rich Davis, and you know what I would have said? Hey, not everybody is Rich Davis. It would have just came to me, dog. I think it would have just came to me in that moment. And I would have been like, please don't know you, but you have no fucking, dog, this is the diary of a dude in a sauna. You think you know, but you have no idea. Do you remember Diary, dog, on MTV? It was like, nah. You don't remember? It was a TV show on MTV, and they'd follow around like fucking name the celebrity, Jim Carrey, right? And it'd be like, it'd be like, that was their tagline. You think you know, but you have no idea. This is the diary of insert celebrity. And they'd follow him around for like a couple of days or whatever, right? So that's what I would have said. I would have said, dog, you think you know, but you have no idea. This is a diary of an angry sauna man. or the fucking Netflix or whatever the fuck, dog. But
Cue the sound.
Rich wanted a little buddy. I don't even know if he wanted a little buddy, but that's exactly what it turned into. So like I think it might have genuinely came from a good place. Like, oh, don't worry, man. You'll be fine. Right? Fucking over here with fucking Sarah looking like fucking she just got off of a swimsuit calendar and fucking and it's fucking like brand new fucking 2020 fucking whatever 9 fucking SUV. You're driving up to him.
A Rivian.
Right? And yeah, fucking he's one of the Rivians. And then I just know that dude was not all that. That's all I'm saying. Cause dog, nobody for somebody to be like, they got to be a special kind of person. And Rich goes, he might have been on the spectrum. I don't think so, dog. I think he might have been like a very special type of person, meaning there's a very unique kind of person that's going to break down in a sauna with a bunch of strangers, dog. Like
That is kind of weird. Like I mean, I don't even talk to anyone in there. Even if I did, I wouldn't fucking be like, oh my God, my life's problems. Like, what the
dog,
fuck?
me, like my best friends, what we try to be as open as we can, but even to get there with my best friends, I'm not saying that makes me a good guy, but I'm just saying it does take a moment to be like, dog, like if I'm going through something or my buddy's going through something, we don't just be like, hey, what are you doing? Making dinner? Check this shit out, dog. I feel like shit. I feel like my life is over. And to do that in a sauna with strangers, dog, I don't know. It kind of reminds me, dog, of like when you see people on like the Cavino and Rich pages, like the Carl pages, and they're like, very like woe is me type of shit. Dog, that bothers me so much because, I understand maybe they don't have anywhere to go. Maybe they don't have anybody to tell this to, but do like we did in the 90s, dog. Don't tell it to nobody. Just keep it inside, right? Because you're like, maybe they don't have anybody to tell that. Maybe they don't have a mate to talk with. Maybe they don't have best friends, and I have to remember sometimes I'm very blessed. I have really good friends and I have a wife, I have a kid. I'm very blessed. But at the same time, if I didn't, I can guarantee you, because there was a time where I didn't, right? And I wasn't on there like, dear Facebook. Like, you wouldn't believe how I felt today. Like, Doug, come on. Like, it just bothers me.
Hey, let me ask you something. On the CRC, did you experience some of that in person?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was just trying to remember and make that connection, but so did I, and that was kind of like I was like, fuck. It put me in such a bad predicament because like I can give two fucks really, and I didn't. Like, I'm sorry, like, I don't fucking, I've had, oh my God, so much shit from my parents and everything, like, so, like, I'm not here to compare who is worse or better or whatever, but it just felt like too much, and, like,
Yeah.
we're here to party and congregate, and this, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, it was just kind of awkward here and there, and, I mean, I think everybody gave their love and attention they could to this person to make him feel good. But sometimes they need it, bro, and if that's what they need, fuck it, you know what I mean? But it is unfortunate, but it's
Yeah.
not for me either.
Yeah. I would tell a story related to that, but it's going to be too obvious. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'll tell a story in the future about when you're going through something, So but yeah, dog, people go through things, and the thing is, like I said, maybe they don't have anybody to go to with it. So I tried to be sympathetic, but I would be lying if I said inside I wasn't like, dog, like why would you, dog, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
again,
You have to be desperate, you know what I mean? I guess.
like, and that's where I'm saying, like the sauna dude. That's where let's circle back to it, is where, like, dog, like really, like I don't know, and I'm not saying one way is better than the other. Just from my perspective, I couldn't imagine myself being at a low point or feeling like shit and just opening up to strangers like that. And maybe, hey, good for them. They're getting it out, and maybe they won't bust you know, a mass problem. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's what they need to do. So, God bless them. Let them let it out. But at the same time, I'd be lying if I was like, dang, I don't know, dog. Like I just feel like there's a time and place for things like that, and I don't think like on social media or in a, you know, yeah, or in a sauna are times
For
you want to
real.
do that. You know what I'm saying? So
Lisa
like,
always spinning it on the positive side. Sometimes it is easier to talk to strangers, and like 100% get that. You know what I mean?
mm,
I truly do, but I mean, timing, I guess, really, right?
yeah, no, 100%. But and it could be that true serum, right? He's in the sauna, right? He's sweating. He's feeling like, oh man, like this is nothing, right? This sucks. But you know what really sucks? I don't know, dog. I don't know what it was. I don't even know how it could like lead to that. But then again, I couldn't see myself walking up to him and being like, oh, you know what? I feel like he would have liked it better if I would have. He would be like, this guy's fucking fat too. Like, you know, or again, because I assume the guy's fat. But I'm saying he could, I feel like if I walked up to him, they'd be like, oh, this motherfucker doesn't have it all together. But Doug, I remember one time I was at the gym and I was doing like these intervals on a treadmill of raising it to like 15, like the incline, and then dropping it and raising it and right and getting my heart rate all fucking confused and right. And Doc, there's this other fat ass dude that came and he's like, "Hey, dude." I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I was like, I told him, "Oh yeah, I'm doing this, and this." He's like, "Oh, cool," because he was genuinely like was curious, right? If there would have been like some fucking Rich Davis would have walked up to me, I would have been like, oh, so you fucking want to make fun of me or what, man? Fuck you, get out here, right? But I think if it would have been me walking up to the dude, right? I'm not even saying he was fat, but I'm saying he would have been like, hey, obviously this guy don't have it all figured out. So he might take the advice, a little bit more. But again, I just feel like it might have been. I don't want to say out of line for Rich to do it because maybe it made that guy's day, but I don't know. I just feel like sometimes Rich is a sticks his nose where it doesn't belong sometimes, you know? But again, could have helped this guy, so I don't know. But let us know again in the chat if there's anything you want us to get to. Rich wanted to start Landman. Oh, dog, you know what? Speaking of Landman, you mentioned earlier that Covino mentioned something so you know that he's listening. I think he's been listening pretty regularly because it was either last week or the week before where you mentioned you thought it was a dude or something because they had that weasel on him.
Yeah.
And then did you hear on the show when he brought it up?
Yeah.
On the show, he was like, oh, yeah, he's like, Luis Cortez Jr. knows about weasels or whatever. And I was like, oh, he was listening. So, Covino, shout out if you're listening right. If you've made it this far into the show, because I don't think you listen live, but if you're future dude, we appreciate it. We really, really do. But let me see. Covino's East Coast meetings, family-friendly comedy. Oh,
Yeah, wait, is that tonight? The meeting's tonight, right?
I don't know. Is
He
it?
had a big meeting tonight or dinner or some shit. Yeah,
Oh, it could be.
yeah. Yep.
And right now it's 9 o'clock, wherever, almost 10 o'clock. So he
Oh,
might have
yeah.
already had the meeting. Hopefully he does it behind the velvet rope once we're done, so they don't clash. And he tells us all about the meeting, right? Or if not, we're gonna have to wait until tomorrow. But you know what? Covino said. Or hold on, let me check this out real quick. Elisa says, I was really shocked when Gabriel Garibay said he hates the wife. Oh, I guess his wife? Maybe? I don't know. I maybe I shouldn't have said his full name. Gabriel Garibay said he hates the wife. Meeting tomorrow? Not sure actually. I don't know, maybe, but we'll find out. If we don't
Yeah.
know now, we'll find out tomorrow. But one thing that Covino was really happy with was that Marcelo Hernandez released a Netflix special, and he said that his mom enjoyed it. So I'm like, me and my family, dog, we used to love stand-up comedy together. Like, I remember in like 99 when Gabriel Iglesias, George Lopez, Carlos Oscar, Ernie G, all these people, they used to be on a show called Que Locos on Galavisión.
Mhm.
And we used to watch, it was a 30-minute stand-up show. They'd all do like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. And me and my family thoroughly enjoyed it, right? We all loved it. And then things start getting a little uncensored and they start getting like raunchier. And my mom, she's young, but she's still very much like Covino's mom, right? Very old school, very doesn't like that dirty shit, whatever. And so when Covino was saying about Marcelo Hernandez, I'm like, I should check out this special with my mom because if Hortensia liked it, my mom will probably dig it. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to check out the special. I've been seeing it. I just haven't watched it. So, um, okay. Oh, okay. So Gabriel said that he hates the landman wife, not his actual wife. So, all right, I feel better now.
That
Um,
makes sense. That makes sense.
The Rip. That movie was good. If you haven't seen it yet, do it. I wanted to watch it. Do you know what The Rip is, Luis?
Nah.
It's a movie with Matt Damon and I was gonna say Damon Wayans. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. They wrote and like produced this film or whatever. And they were on Rogan talking about it last week or the week before for like 3 hours. So the movie sounded dope, and just their friendship made me want to like watch it. So The Rip, I've heard good things about it. I've heard it's okay. So I don't know. Maybe I'll throw it on tonight before I go crash out. You know, the family's out of town, so maybe I can just watch it, and crash to it. But The Rip, I need to check that out. I agree, The Rip was pretty good. I could not imagine watching a comedy with parents or kids, as a kid or parent. But see, that's the cool thing, Lisa, is that back in the day, like when we when we were young and we used to watch it as a family, like Que Locos, it was like family friendly. So like there was this dude named Ernie G. I remember he went loser, loser, what a moron. Doc, check this out. So he went loser, loser, what a moron. Oh my gosh, whatever. Talk to the hand, kiss the palm, kiss my butt, and poof, be gone. He was talking about Doug. He was talking about how like fucking the difference between like white cheerleaders and black cheerleaders, where he was like, "Give me an A, A," and then you go to a black school and they're like, "You got your A, you got your A," you know. And so we used to dig that shit as a family. It was so cool, man. Lisa said my parents were not about that life. And that's one thing, dog, is that my mom, my dad, my brother, dog, we all watched that shit when I was young. So like it was something as a family. So Lisa said I can't imagine watching a comedy special with parents or kids. I think if you find something family friendly, it can be a really good time.
I think
Um,
so too. I need to add that to my queue too. I'm gonna show it to my mom too, probably.
yeah, yeah, right. And Marcelo Hernandez, and then I don't. My mom or Cavino said his mom actually like got into Sebastian. I don't think my mom would really dig Sebastian as much because she's not from the East Coast, and Sebastian leans very East Coast. And I can appreciate Sebastian here and there, but I feel like my mom would be like, "The fuck is this guy's gimmick?" You know, like, "Aren't you
Yeah.
embarrassed?" My mom would be like, "What the fuck, pinche joto?" You know, like it would have been like, So anyway, friendly comedy. What else we got on here? Rich cleaned out his side of the yard. Um, oh, this I got this one. So Cavino said that he bought some generic allergy medication, and his allergies have been crazy. So he was asking. He's like, "Hey, is it the generic brand that's doing it to me? Because when I buy the expensive one, it's like a $30 difference in price. I feel better." So I know people were saying, "Oh, the active ingredients are the same, but it's not always the same, and this and this." Dog, I'll tell you this: whether it's in your head or it's fact, if it makes you feel better because you bought the name brand one, then buy the name brand one, dog. Especially if like it has to do with you feeling better. Because dog, think about how crazy your mind is, right? Your mind can do all kinds of shit, dog. That's why they do these studies with placebos and shit, where they're like they do a study and they put these people in this. They might get a placebo, they might get the actual medicine, right? Because your brain does so much, it's crazy. So if it's gonna make you feel better, right? Or if you're eating the cocoa puffs, but you get the cocoa, circles, and they don't taste the same, get the cocoa puffs. I mean, if it's in your head, they might taste exactly the same. But if it's in your head and it's gonna make you feel better, it's gonna taste better to you, and you can't afford it, then fucking get the name brand one. I don't know. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, but that's been popping around my head for like a week.
Yeah, I feel like I think even Covino said like they do that for toothpaste. Jordan buys like whatever toothpaste, like because they don't really just for cost money. Bro, I'm always gonna go like whatever feels better. Like I don't care. I mean, if I got the money too, but I mean, there's certain things I wouldn't cheap out on. Like I just stick true and true to certain things, but I don't know if I can do that. Like aspirin, people just buy, oh, just buy like the knockoff Tylenol. I'm like, no, fool, I want like Tylenol or whatever it is. Like I don't want the fucking store bought like the fake the house brand ones. But I will buy it for some ingredients and shit. Maybe like if I'm gonna do a bunch of burgers and dogs, I'll buy like the knockoff fucking ketchup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
No,
Maybe
it
more,
was funny
more
to me. That's
for
where
like
Rich
big
drew the
meals.
line. Rich drew the line
Yeah.
on ketchup. He's like, buy the name brand ketchup. I'm like, dog, that's where you can cheap out. Who gives a fuck? It's ketchup. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like for real. That's a little different.
That's where I really was like, if you're gonna cheap out, fucking cheap out on the ketchup. Who gives a fuck? If it's gonna be 99 cents as opposed to 3.99, fuck it, you know? But
Right.
again, I'm not really I wouldn't say I'm picky when it comes to ketchup, but when it comes to like I don't know, dog. Like, there's just some things I don't give a fuck about, and then there's some things like I feel like toothpaste, and it could be again in my head, but the thing is, it makes me feel better. I'm gonna buy like the Optic White or the fucking 3D fucking whiter teeth after one use, and my teeth are still fucking. I drink too much coffee and soda and shit. My teeth still look like I ate butter for breakfast. But can you imagine if I didn't? And if I did buy the fucking 39-cent toothpaste, dog, fucking my teeth would have fallen out by now. And it could be in my head, but but maybe it's not. And that's the thing is that I don't know. I don't know if the Crest White fucking 3D optic fucking, you know what, dog? And it's crazy because when people think about that, they're like, oh, I'm not gonna buy a $9 toothpaste. But you're like, dog, that's gonna last you for like 2 months. And you're not gonna buy a $9 toothpaste because you want to buy like the 2.99 toothpaste or whatever. But I'm like, dog, it's gonna last you at least a month, maybe more. But you'll go and fucking buy Chick-fil-A for 19.99 and you're fucking gonna have one meal out of it. But you're gonna like, dog, that was when I made a difference when it came to buying toothpaste. Cause I used to always be hard on myself when I was buying it. I'd be like, fuck man, 7.99, 8.99, 9.99, whatever, 13.99. I was like, fuck, like that's crazy. And then I was like, you fucking fat ass will go to Jack in the Box right after this on your way home and spend $20 and not even blink twice. I was like, get the fucking, get the expensive toothpaste, cabrón. And I was like, okay. So, like,
Get
and
your priorities right, fool.
well, and that's the thing, Doc, is that if anybody thinks I was being harsh earlier for Sauna Guy and for Guy, complaining on social media, I talk to myself like that a lot. So I think it'd be different, dog, if I was like over here babying myself and I was like, dog, even when I'm like, I'm fucking fat, dog. Every time I eat something, I go, you fucking fat ass don't have no self-control. Like, I'll still eat it. But I still got to tell myself, I still got to be a man and sit here and be like, fucking pinche gordo, can't even eat some chicken. You can't eat some chicken. You can't eat some chicken, right? As I'm eating the pizza. But so what I'm saying is, dog, I spread the love equally amongst everybody. So don't think I was being too harsh to those people. I buy Fabuloso, some what fucking Raptor in New Mexico says. If you ask your
Everyone
doctor
does.
for the RX Flonase, it's cheap and better than both options over the counter. Oh, okay.
I've heard that too. But at that point, it's prescribed, so you think it'd be better, right?
Um, Raptor New Mexico says, I remember when CNR were pushing Pablo Francisco, I couldn't do it. They were pushing him back in the day before I ever listened to them. But I can't even lie, dog. I was a huge Pablo Francisco fan back in the day. Like you probably like 17. I was probably either a senior in high school or right out of high school. But I remember my favorite Pablo Francisco bits was he did a special in Irvine, and I remember he was doing like a I can't even do the sound with my voice, but he was doing like a squirt squirt little fucking sound. And then he was like, like where he said, chicks will tell you like anything when they're in the strip club. He'd be like, I like pigeons. Like, fuck yeah, pigeons when they're in the strip club. And then like, Doug, that shit just, I can't even lie. I loved Pablo back in the day. Let me see. I seen a documentary on Costco. Whatever product is to the right of their brand, they have them make it. They want it to be in the same store, but wrap it in Kirkland logo. You know what? Actually, I remember El Cucuy telling me that because he's a big grocery guy. And he was like, Doug, all the fucking waters that you get in that same like little aisle are usually the same like Niagara Falls or some shit. And a lot of them just package it differently. Like the manufacturer, before they send it to the store, they wrap their fucking logo on it and throw it. So sometimes, but you know what though, dog? I'm so fucking dumb. Sometimes I might say, nah, but I like Aquafina. You know? And I might buy that one just because. So I don't know. Lisa said, I never think you're harsh, but be nice to yourself or I'll get really angry. Okay, Lisa. And I'm more nice to myself than I am mean. It's just once in a while. Like, dog, you know what I did recently? That I haven't done in fucking years. I bought a fucking bench and weights and shit, dog. And I was like, I'm buying cast iron because I'm keeping these forever, dog. So I told my daughter the other day, I was like, hey, after I put all my shit together, I was like, hey, I walked by her room, dog, and I'm like, I got some weights. So in like a month or so, it's not the rock in the house. It's me. Dog, my daughter just goes, straight up fucking dog, no emotion. Like, you're so fucking stupid, you know? So pretty soon, Lisa, I'm not even going to be able to yell at myself because I'm going to be all calote and shit, dog.
You're gonna be from los braceros, homie.
For real, dog. Oh, actually, you know what? I watched a documentary and I sent it to Covino. I told him to check it out. It's on Prime and it's called like American Homeboy or some shit like that. Dog, it's fucking bad. So it talks about like the Chicano culture, dog, and like fucking lowriders and fucking when they started hopping and shit and fucking how like the prison life, like when you were a kid, like you looked up to that. Like a lot of the Chicanos and shit, they were like, you know, like they wanted to go to prison to get street cred and shit, you know, and like it's just crazy how like they have all these vatos, all these fucking veteranos and shit, dog, with like their little like cholo bucket hats and shit, dog, with the big old mustache. Dog, I saw that shit and they were showing like old videos and shit of them like being all creased up and how it was in like the 70s. And I'm like, dog, it was fascinating. So check out the American Homeboy or whatever on Prime. They got some shit on there. So, and you know who was watching that, dog? My mom. I went by my mom's house. I was like, what the fuck are you watching? She's like, American Homeboy.
That's just a gangster.
I went over. I sat down and started watching it. I was like, oh, this shit's bad, you know. But yeah, dog. I think, dog, I fucking had so many other things here, but I think we might have to wrap it up in a second. Do you have anything that you wanted to get to before we leave? I know you had, you know, a few of your thoughts in the beginning, but anything that may have crossed your mind before then or after then? Before then, dog. We're already after. Since then, anything that crossed your mind that you wanted to talk about?
No, I just want to say appreciate it for having me again and for being part of this. And thanks for anyone who's here live and future dudes. Every time I'm off like a fiend now, I feel like Cavino Rich. I go back to the video and see how many likes and comments and how many views and shit. Like, yeah,
Oh,
like,
you know what? I'm
we're doing
actually,
something.
for sure, Doug. I'm going to tell you, our last week was one of our better performing videos, and I don't give a fuck. I'll tell you guys the numbers. We had like, it was probably like 900 total views between like Facebook and YouTube and shit like that for the episode. So I'm fucking stoked. So the week before that, it was like 7 total. So, Doug, I mean, we're little by little, we're getting up there. So, hey, little by
Yeah.
little, you know, by episode 1,000, Doug, we might have 1,000 listeners, you know? So, you
So
know,
and the last thing, just want to shout out Cavino. I know he does listen and he gives us a shout outs, and I know, but just want to support him too, right? I don't know if I did do the little video and shit for him for the XM for the power line. So
oh,
if you
I've been
guys want to
wanting to do
support,
one.
yeah, you should, bro. So it's just Sirius XM power line. Just go in there. It's pretty easy, bro. Just I mean, all I was like, hey, oh, this is Luis Cortez from Vegas. Like Cavino's the best. Like play Deftones and like rock on. And I mean, that's all I've done. Just a couple different
I
ones and
know
shit. So
Lisa
it
did
is.
one too, Doug. Lisa did one too. So everybody that's, you know, supporting Covino and Covino and Rich is a show. Super awesome. Check out Overpromise. Don't forget that. Overpromise they do every Thursday. So today's Tuesday. There's one from last week. There will be one next week. There will be one the week after that. So they have over 100 episodes of Overpromise. Check those out. They're free. If you like us, you don't necessarily listen to Covino and Rich all the time. It's all good. Go listen to some of their free shit. Real quick, I know Jeff Manning said I did that like 4 years ago, And he said, still in my garage, it's hard to get motivated working out by yourself. Not for me, dog. It's the opposite. I fucking love working out by myself. And I thought about that. The last time I was in like decent shape, like working out shape, was when I had all my shit in my shed, dog. And then I must have thought I got buff enough because then I sold it. And but dog, I love working out by myself. So different strokes for different folks. So Jeff, I hope you get some motivation somewhere. Lisa, Raptor, New Mexico. We have Magical Mexican, Andrew, everybody that's joining us live, and all the future dudes. We appreciate you guys again, like you mentioned, Covino. We appreciate you listening. And I'm gonna throw this out there. Nothing's been confirmed, but I have been talking to somebody that might be a special guest in the next few weeks. So they said they'd be down. We just haven't got all of the confirmation. So once we have that locked, I'll go ahead and share it with you guys. So the after show, but later, episode number 324. It's your boys D. It's Luis Cortez Jr. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757.
Hydro, the vapes and blunts I smoke.